Я рада вас приветствовать на нашей
Dear friends, it's a pleasure to welcome you at the first conference dedicated to cybersecurity
Сегодня мы с вами поговорим
internationally,
о том, что такое
not in Russia.
безопасность в странах
Today we'll
Африки,
cover cybersecurity matters in
Латинской Америке и
Africa,
странах Азии. Для этого
Gulf countries, Latin America, and Asian nations. To do so, we brought together the best speakers who attend today to introduce our speakers one by one. I'm going to call you by name. Please wave us when I call your name, because our press, our media representatives don't know you yet. Looking forward to a great discussion. Professor Bell from Cameroon, ITS, is it correct? It is correct, right. Let me reveal a secret. With Professor Bell, you can talk about cybersecurity and you can talk about education, including the sector of cybersecurity. Thank you for being with us today. Mr. Kufana, Kopin Head of Information Security of GUS. That's the company name. Here you are. This is our distinguished guest, Leandro Kuhn, CEO of L8 Group. Hello.
Vartak Tushar,
Executive Vice President and Head of the Press Service of RAK Bank. This is the person who will be able to share a few facts about cybersecurity in finance. I'm suggesting Sony Ram, Vice President of yet another bank, Mashrek Bank, is absent today. I see. I got it. I lost one. Angi Rifa Paranda, our distinguished guest from Indonesia, representing BSSN. Is that right? Hello? Evgenia Popova, International Business Director for Positive Technologies. And I seem to have missed someone. Just hold on for a second. Let me correct this. Just 30 seconds. Please bear with me. I require your assistance. Let me do it. I remember Malaysia.
Сейчас, минутку. У меня
Please hold on.
мой чудесный список.
I just lost my list of speakers. It's gone. Okay, please help me out.
Ага, и с нами еще шейх Абдул Фикри
Sheikh Abdul Fikri
Хамид.
bin Shali Abdul Hamid, our representatives of Malaysia. He is in charge of security analytics for Cybersecurity Malaysia. Is it correct? Please copy that for me. Please copy that to me and share with me. Right. We will structure our discussion in the following way. I have several general questions. I would like each of you to take these general questions. I also have questions which are personal, because I know the right person to ask these questions to. And there are questions that you don't have to take, but if you have something to say and you'd like to contribute, please let me know, raise your hand, and it would be our pleasure to follow your remarks. Let's get started then. The first topic is about cybersecurity, because we're now attending a large-scale international forum dedicated to cybersecurity. Colleagues, this is a general question for everyone. Which problems of cybersecurity do you consider to be the most relevant ones in your country, and especially in your industry? We're going to start with Angi. Are you ready?
Отлично. Про микрофоны напомню, что держите за ручку не прижимайте снизу, потому что
hold the microphones properly. Don't touch the bottom part of the mic. This is where the antenna is. Please do not block the antenna.
Check, okay.
Отлично.
Yeah.
Повторю вопрос. Скажите, пожалуйста,
Let me repeat my question.
Кибербезопасности вы считаете
From your perspective, which are the most relevant problems in your country in terms of cybersecurity?
Yeah. Okay, the Indonesian government have national cybersecurity operation team that monitor 24 per 7. So we have the data that the most cybersecurity issue in our country is data breach and ransomware, and the industrial that attack most is financial service and the contractor industrial. Basically the attack is being that happen is from the APT groups and the activists most. And we have building a lot of cybersecurity incident response team in not only in the high level of our country but also in our province, in specific in all the province have the cybersecurity incident response that follow up and growing our cybersecurity competencies and the technology. That's from Indonesia. Yeah, we have a lot attack, data breach and ransomware. And we know how to resolve it, and we learn a lot in here. Many solutions that also have been showing in cyber drill. Yeah. Okay. That's it. That's it.
Отлично. Скажите, пожалуйста, становится ли атак
Great.
больше? И быстро ли растет их
Is the
количество?
number of attacks increasing? And is it at a high pace that the number of such attacks is increasing?
Yeah, the highest attack happened in pandemic era. It is 2021, and 2020 and until 2022. This is the highest attack happened in Indonesia. Maybe all of the people should work with the online stuff, so the attack vector is happen a lot in this pandemic era. And maybe in 2023 and 24 there is a constant number. Yeah.
Спасибо большое. Радостно это слышать.
Thank you very much. It's a pleasure to hear that. In our case, the situation is different. The number of attacks is growing day by day, year by year. On a constant basis, it is increasing. I would like to address Sheikh Abdul Fikri. What is going on in terms of cybercrime and cybersecurity in your region? What is the situation there?
Okay, hi. So in Malaysia, the cyber criminal or cyber incident attack is quite emerging and increasing in statistics, because in our, yes, I'm from Cybersecurity Malaysia, we have like services like Cyber 999 that basically the organizations of the public of the Malaysia will report to us. So what we notice is that in terms of cyber attack, I think the first thing is the phishing attack is quite emerging, and also the malicious software like APK software, like embedded the malicious something in the thing like legit APK, so that thing like that. So yeah, we noticed that, and we also provide advisories and alerts to the publics and also to the organization. So the best practice that we can help and we can assist them, and we can also like sending help to the people for the organization and the people. Yeah. I think that's it.
Спасибо большое. У меня маленький
Thank you very much.
вопрос. Скажите, пожалуйста, видите ли вы динамику
I have a small question. Do you see some improvements,
населением в области
some changes for the positive in terms of engagement of the general public? Are they becoming more tech-savvy?
Sorry, can you repeat the question? Yeah.
Да, конечно. Я хочу узнать,
Yes, sure.
как влияет
My question is this.
общественность ваша
What is the impact on general public of your consultancy work in the field of cybersecurity? Are people becoming more experienced, more protected from cyber attacks? Can you see this trend?
Okay. So in Malaysia, yeah, they have so many cases, incidents. So the awareness of the public, I think, is getting higher than before because we also have provided the advisory, the alerts, or something like that. So I believe that our concern is that is to aware people to keep, to create awareness for them that because the most entry points for the cyber attack is human error. So I believe if we can educate, publics, the people about this thing happen. So I guess from my observation, it's increasing the awareness of the people. I think it is increased than before. Yeah. Thank you.
Спасибо вам большое. У меня есть личное
Thank you very much.
для вас.
I have a personal invitation for you.
Ознакомитесь с нашим
I hope
киберквестом для
that you will get to know our cyber quest for guests and tourists
города.
and residents of our city.
Услышать ваше мнение по
It would be very interesting to hear back from you
образовательно-качественный.
what your opinion would be.
После того,
This is just a way to evaluate its educational nature. This is to follow up on our events. You will later share your opinion. Evgeny, on cybersecurity in Russia, in just a nutshell, could you please share some
Кибербезопасность в России.
facts?
Ну, смотрите, у нас на самом деле это
Good afternoon, friends. Cybersecurity in Russia. Well, little changed. Russia was subjected to sanctions, and our company is a bright example of how we're trying to find ourselves in the new realities. This is not only a festival for the Russian-speaking audience. No, it goes far beyond. We have lots of partners from various nations. We have representatives from Latin America, Middle East, Asia, Southeastern Asia.
Надеемся, что наши условия, в которых мы были
We
поставлены,
hope that
они,
the conditions we found ourselves in, apart from the restrictions we all feel, hopefully this will help us level up, elevate to a new level. Under the restrictions, our company found lots of solutions. We were able to reevaluate partnerships we had, we identified new geography, new footprints, but the core principle of cooperation is this. We want this to be a mutually beneficial cooperation, collaboration based on trust and integrity. Just like in our Russian home market, we're trusted, we're useful to our users. They know us, they trust us. We are going to hear from other guests today in this panel, but we want to see some cross-pollination. We need to learn from the best practices of our guests. This is going to be a mutual process. This is about the local profile of threats. We have specialists coming from abroad.
И мы находим те точки
we can
соприкосновения,
get
чтобы
some
выстроить ту самую доверие,
insights
которая
into
поможет
education and awareness raising. This is about building trust, which will help us be successful internationally in various markets, which are pretty different but somewhat similar to the Russian market. The window of opportunity we have is vast. As a company, we got significant impetus to our development. We're investing more aggressively in our development and R&D, research and development. Our experts are still showcasing major innovations on the global level. And this is what makes us attractive to foreign partners. I will hope we'll make it regardless of any potential hurdles. Mr. Bell and Mr. Kofana-Sistin, my question is to both of you, because you represent Cameroon. Is that correct? Therefore, please share your opinion. What do you think about the cyber threats which are relevant for your country? Is something changing in that area? Good. I'm going to speak Russian. We're going to applaud to you. You're going to get a standing ovation. I'll try to. I'll do my best.
И с точки зрения науки я буду стараться...
In terms of science, I'll try to provide the definitions of what information security is. We understand this as risks management for information resources, for IT. Based on this definition,
ответить на главный вопрос, который задали здесь.
And I would like to now address the main question asked today. Which resources do we need most to manage risks properly? This comes down to the human factor, to human resources. We need people, we need the human resources who are qualified, who have the competences. And second, organizational resources. It also comes down to personnel, human resources as competences and competences inside the organization. The final stage, the third stage is operational and technology resources. The key is to have highly qualified, competent experts who can organize properly to ensure the best possible risk management practices. Threats do not depend on us. They depend on our industry, on our activity. When you have an committee, this is about aggregated activities. How to put this in Russian? This is about putting together important resources. These resources will also be in demand. So you may get attacked, so you should identify the potential threats you are susceptible to. If you are a bank, you can identify potential threats. If you deal with real estate, you can also identify your threats. The key is to understand the resources you have, who may want to get them, and how should you be organized to manage risks properly. I would like to ask a clarification question. In Russia, in our realities, we realize the following. The number of professionals in the cybersecurity field is very limited. We have some research that says we have a deficit of experts. It's about several years. We'll not be able to cover this deficit within the next 7 years. And we're working hard to educate, to shape new competences. In particular, our education sector works with corporations, companies like us. This is to bring up young professionals and experts. The question is, what is the deficit of qualified cybersecurity personnel in your country? And what do you do to reduce this deficit? Answer. The problem of cybersecurity resources is the same. The ratio is the same virtually everywhere. We need people. This is a new industry. There are new issues, new problems. The cyberspace is evolving, is expanding, is developing. It's more or less the same across the world. And if you take a look at the governments across the world, they're doing their best to have as many professionals as possible. As I said, It is the main resource for information security. Human resources are the main resource. Therefore, all governments across the world are investing heavily in educational programs and financing of the education segment. It's the same in Russia, in Cameroon, and across the world. The only thing that is different is the scale. The economic activity differs by country. So you can take a certain ratio, an economic ratio, and apply it to various countries to get an idea of the personnel shortage, be that Russia, Cameroon, China, or India. It depends on the performance of the economy. I see. The risks might assume various shapes depending on the industry. For instance, in Cameroon, we don't have a nuclear industry, so there is little risks in the nuclear industry because it doesn't exist. But we have agriculture, and we have agriculture-specific risks. This is also climate-dependent. Based on your situation, you can identify the risks and threats you might be subjected to. In terms of information security professionals, it is the same ratio everywhere. Just take this ratio and apply it to the company. Mr. Zakhanaka, what is your take on the protection of information system in Cameroon? Please share some facts about hacker attacks in Cameroon.
Can you repeat the question? Can you repeat the question, please?
Хорошо. Я хочу, чтобы вы поделились своим мнением
Please share your opinion regarding how active cybersecurity threats and criminals are in your country.
Okay.
How active are they, cybercrime?
Okay, in Cameroon, we are a lot of web application, IT infrastructure, but you don't have a big vision of the security. So in most enterprise, you can see when we have an attack. So a lot of enterprise, you say you don't have attack, you don't have attack. So we don't have a tools. You allowed us to get attack, if you have a cybersecurity attack. So you need a lot of education, awareness, because it's the first thing we need in our country. And the second one is a regulatory and law framework, because law in Cameroon is not developed for cybersecurity and cybercriminality. So you need to develop a lot this domain. And in the domain of awareness and education, you need to develop also this domain, because in the public enterprise or private enterprise, cybersecurity is a domain when you don't know how we work. Some manager or CEO see that like just a domain, a new domain, but he don't take this domain with a real practice, or it's just a theoretical. It's just theoretical for CEO of our company. Oh, thank you. Sorry for my English. I speak French, so you don't have a translator.
Спасибо вам большое. Это было чудесно. Спасибо вам большое.
Thank you very much. It was brilliant.
Я немножечко перепрыгну через одного спикера.
Let me jump and skip just one speaker. Please forgive me for that. If I'm not mistaken, Mr. Vartak-Tushar, you have to leave early, right? But I would like to give an opportunity to speak right now. Without further ado, what is your take on the level of cybersecurity protection, cyber threat protection in in your country? And most importantly,
отрасль финансовая для
how popular is the finance industry as
Потому что, например, в России финансы, по-моему,
an
долгое время
objective
входили
for
в
attacks
топ-1
in your
наиболее
country?
атакуемых
In Russia, the
организаций.
finance
Но
sector has
сейчас у
been
нас
among the
фокус
top
очень сильно
one
сместился. Интересно
attacked
узнать,
subjects,
как
while
с
the
этим
focus
обстоит у вас.
shifted significantly. And I wonder what the situation looks like in your country.
All right. Good afternoon, everyone. Thanks for having me. It's really important to notice that that's a natural law that bees get attracted to honey. And that's why banks have a natural attack surface. That is where the money is. So attackers would always go after banks first. In terms of the kind of cyber attacks that are seen by financial services, I think those are best mitigated not only by technical controls but by industry collaboration, your regulators having the standards in place. In UAE, we have a very good standards framework that is developed, and they are not standards only for banks. There are standards for oil and gas industry. There are standards for different industries that are defined, and these draw from some of the best global standards. Now, these are not standards that are only sent out, but they are actively audited. So this is like this is the differences between putting a speed number on a road that says that okay, this road is 100 km/h without any cameras or police to monitor it. So if you don't actively audit, if you don't really check on the banks to see or other industries to see that they are really following those standards, then probably you have a opportunity that can be missed. Now, when it comes to UAE, another really great thing is the cooperation between different entities. We are in active collaboration with other banks. So if a particular bank sees one particular type of attack, there are threat intelligence sharing platforms that are available that can be utilized by different banks. So immediately the moment a bank sees some malicious IP addresses, it is uploaded to the platform. Every other bank in the country knows about that. The UAE conducts a cyber war gaming exercise that involves all the banks, that is done annually. It is being done for last 4-5 years, and it's really a great thing that we learn from the experience, because it's not only enough to keep controls, but you have to keep testing those controls. And when you have an incident, it is not only the cybersecurity team that is involved. You need to get the legal team involved. You need to get the compliance team involved. You need to get your technology teams involved and cyber, and they really have to work in unison, right? So all of that gets practiced. So you build a muscle memory that something like this happens, then how do you react? The third thing is interbank collaboration. I mentioned there are entities that are formed within the UAE called UAE Banking Federation. These guys work very closely with the regulator to look at what kind of threat landscape and how it is evolving, and what kind of standards we need to put in place, what kind of controls we need to put in place to counter those attacks. So it's a comprehensive 360-degree attempt that is done, and I think it's working pretty well.
Спасибо. Скажите, пожалуйста,
Thank you.
вы сказали ключевое слово для нас.
You mentioned the key word for us, which I dearly love.
Расскажите, как часто организации
War games, cybersecurity war games and drills. From your perspective, how often does a company need to take part in cybersecurity drills to feel actually protected?
That's an interesting question. So I would say that it really depends on the type of industry. If you are an industry that has a very large attack surface like a bank, then you really need to do, red teaming and cybersecurity wargaming as a continuous effort. It's not that you can do it once a year and you be happy about it. The kind that we do is not only limited to an entity, but we also do industry-wide cybersecurity, cyber wargaming. So which means all the banks come together and they talk about the common systems like SWIFT. If those kind of systems get breached, all the banks can get impacted. Central bank systems that have connectivity to every single bank in the country, if you have an issue with them, then every bank can get impacted. So those are at an industry level, but at even an entity level, you need to be able to do this continuously. And I would say that the more, the better.
Я считаю, что я имею право вам сказать.
I believe that I have the right to tell you the following. Welcome to Standoff.
Leandro, теперь к вам.
Leandro, now I would like to address you. They share some ideas regarding the cybersecurity protection perception in your country. We finally reached your country of Latin America.
I'd like to thank you by reception. It's a long trip from Brazil to here, but here I find a beautiful city, Moscow, beautiful and safe city, Moscow, happy people, and I'm very happy to be here. Okay, about the risks in Brazil, we have two main challenges. First of all is the financial system, where we have in Brazil electronic transaction called PIX, where any person, any company can send or receive money in real time. And our challenge is how to defend these transactions in real time. It's 24/7 service that be protected. And the second one, we are in moment in Brazil where we are connecting our power plants, our infrastructure, our electrical power plants, our water treatment stations, and we need to protect these installations. So it's a second and very important challenge that you have in Brazil.
Как вы думаете, насколько процесс будет длительным? Когда вы сможете...
How long do you think the process is going to take? How soon will you be able to say that everything is protected and the cybersecurity is at a high level?
It's a continual process. It's not a one-time process. So I think we don't have a date to finish the service. We need to protect along the time and keep training the people, keep learning about the technologies. And in this way, this event provided by Positive Technology is very important to us to learn about the new technologies and about what are you doing here in Russia. And I think we can collaborate with you.
Спасибо большое, Leandro.
Thank you so much, Leandro. And you actually foresaw my next question. So let me address the question to all the panelists. If you'd like to add anything on this question, please take the floor. So I was just wondering, what work streams do you believe to be priorities to promote and incentivize collaboration with Russia? You may take the floor if you want to share your views with the audience, but I'd like to give the floor first to you, Leandro, because you already touched upon that.
Yes, so we are keep learning in these days, and I think we can use your technology in Brazil for protect both infrastructure and financial service. I think we can change information about cybersecurity between our countries, and I think we can train our people here and change information about what we're doing, what we are doing in Brazil, and how can we collaborate between our countries?
Спасибо большое.
Thank you so much. Ladies and gentlemen, anyone else who is willing to add to what Leandro had to say, maybe you want to share with the audience what it is that you plan to develop in terms of collaboration and interaction with Russia? Well, I believe that education is the most important domain. Because, you know, when people are trained, when have the right skills, they will be better in establishing collaboration and sharing experience with each other. We don't see any direct attacks. They use deflector infrastructure and go through third-party infrastructure to launch their attacks. Therefore, if you have well-prepared partners, they will be able to prevent or fend off the potential attacks even before they reach Russia or any other country. You cannot collaborate. You cannot cooperate with people who have totally different competences. It's not cooperation. I would use a different term. The competences should be at the same level. They should be on a par, so that you at least can share experience on your activities. So I believe that the top priority is education and training. We can learn a lot from Russia in terms of education. We can learn from the experience of the Russian counterparts. They have much to share with us, and that will be for the benefit of both Russia and our countries. These are global issues. Cybersecurity and cybercrime are global challenges. These are not local challenges, and we do need competent partners all across the world. Therefore, I believe that education is a top priority. All the other issues will be easy to settle if the education level is right. And we'll be able to team up to deal with the global pain points. Cybersecurity issues cannot be settled on one's own. You can mitigate. Well, we cannot bring the risks down to zero, but we can at least try to mitigate them or reduce the impact of the consequences. Thank you so much. Go ahead.
I think I fully agree with the panelist here. I think collaboration is the key. So when attackers attack an entity, they don't worry if the entity is from a specific country. As long as they get their money, they really don't care, whether I'm attacking a specific. I mean, of course, there are hacktivist and politically motivated attacks. Those are different. Now, what is really important is these attackers collaborate. They when they go on dark web, there is a spammer who maintains a big list of email addresses, and he sends out emails, and then and there is a phisher who creates phishing pages, and people give information to that. So now the phisher doesn't use this information; it is sold to a third party who is called fraudster, and then the fraudster will commit frauds using this information. So there is collaboration. They don't care whether the phisher or scammer or he's part of one country. They don't even know each other, but they collaborate. So when attackers are collaborating, it is more important for defenders to collaborate, and that needs to transcend boundaries. It doesn't have to be limited to a particular country or a particular industry. I mean, we have initiatives that span across the industry, across countries, where if you see one particular threat, we are able to notify the other party, and there is global collaboration that is happening, and that's, I think, is the key.
Вы сейчас заговорили о чем-то.
Well, you just touched upon something that resembles cooperation between CERTs. I mean, data exchange at the state level. So I'd like to ask Angiri Faparanda to share your views on that, because I believe that the CERT cooperation at a state level is something that is close to your heart. What's your take on that? What do you think is going to change in the cyber crime world if state-run CERTs start sharing information with each other on a better basis?
Yeah. So in our agency, National Cybersecurity and Crypto Agency, we have the Deputy of Strategic. So a lot of collaboration that have been happen in our bilateral in Southeast Asia. We have a lot of event that collaborate each other, and I think not only internationally, but also inside in country. I tell you about cybersecurity incident response team in every province. So we have made a threat intelligence platform for sharing. And sometimes if the same industry and there is a campaign attack that same source, we have know it before it happen in another industrial of or maybe company. In international level, we actively doing like cyber deal. We also send our red team, send our blue team, and cyber security incident response team to follow the cyber deal also, and a lot of information that we can benchmark. Today we follow this Stanford. A lot of information too. We have learned from you. Maybe thank you for this event.
Спасибо большое. Спасибо.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Прежде чем я разрешу задавать
Before I open up the floor so that our reporters can ask their questions, I'd like to address the following question to all of you. Just give me a brief answer, 15 seconds long. Please recall and share with us the most important achievement in cybersecurity or cyber technology domain in the past year. Is there something that you take pride in, something that you would like to cite as an example, something that you'd like to boast about, so that we know what's happening in your countries? Angi, let's start with you, if you don't mind.
Поделитесь, пожалуйста.
Please share with us the most important achievement of the last year in the domain of cybersecurity in your particular industry, in your country, that you believe is the most important one.
Yeah, the most important one for now in our country is to improve our people, process, and technology. So back then in 2020 maybe a lot of attack happened, right? When there is a pandemic and all people going to be online. We have got much attack in that time, and back then we learn about our people learn more about the cybersecurity things. So the achievement that our agency that have been achieved is to announce the people about how cybersecurity is matters. So and then the process we also have any compliance that should all industrial and company provide to us. So we can control the process of technology, process of the process, cybersecurity process in industry. And the last, about the technology, we are also investing a lot of perimeter of security, detection and prevention tools that we provide it to province, to the government, to company and other. That's it.
Спасибо большое.
Thank you so much.
Sheikh Abdul Fikri bin Sheikh
Abdul Fikri Abdul Hamid, what's your response to my question?
The same question, is it?
Я прошу вас, теперь вас прошу поделиться.
Well, I just wanted to ask you to share info on the most important achievement in the cybersecurity domain that you take pride in, that you scored last year.
Okay. In Malaysia, from our perspective, is that the achievement is like we can provide more education for peoples, and also like Malaysia still ongoing with the cybersecurity bill, which will provide the compliance audit for the Malaysia, and it's still ongoing. So I believe it's the achievement that we can say that, because right now Malaysia is not having any acts or audit regarding the cybersecurity. So I believe in future Malaysia will have the Cybersecurity Act, and it's still ongoing, and yeah, that's the achievement. And from the other part is that we also can see that and observe and monitoring the Malaysia landscape of threat. So we can so we actually have report for the cyber threat landscape. So we can see that there are so many sectors that affected, and we can conclude that the report is really something that anyone in Malaysia should take what we call take notice about that, the landscape in Malaysia. So yeah, thank you.
Спасибо. Тебя ставлю на сладкое же.
Thank you so much. I'll give you the floor later on. Professor Bell, anything else to add?
Хорошо, я буду для Камеруна, знаете, для меня.
Well, I'll be talking about the threats that are true for both myself and my neighbor for Cameroon. You know, information security investigations is something that I'd like to touch upon if you let me. Sure, I will, because it's part of our job. I would say that in Cameroon, well, if you take a look at the number of articles and impact on the public opinion, I would say that the champion is naturally the domain of cybersecurity investigations. In other words, digital investigations experts are in the lead, and we can take pride in the fact that in 2023 lots of investigations were completed, and people are ready, and I believe that the public opinion, as well as the number of publications devoted to one or other cybersecurity domain, should be the main metric. And I believe that cybercrime investigations are definitely in the lead. That's great to hear. Leandro, your turn. Anything to boast?
I think our main achievement last year was implementation of a security network operation center in Brazil, where we can protect our customers in real time, 24/7. This is our main achievement.
Спасибо. Это тоже
очень
здорово и очень
That's great to hear. It's awesome. Evgeny, you have 15 seconds to share with the audience your most important achievement last year. Well, it's difficult to single out just one achievement, but I guess I'm going to focus on the technology side. If you asked me this question last time, I would say that we're all almost on the brink of this achievement, but now we have already achieved that goal. We came up with a solution to replace humans within the Security Operations Center. In other words, our solution automates what a human used to do. Not only do we get data on what is happening within the infrastructure of our customers and help them deal with the threat, but rather this software solution automatically provides the results. In other words, copes with a threat or fends off a hacking attack without involving humans. And you can hardly underestimate the importance of this solution. We're at a starting point of using this solution, and in real time we see this automatic solution replacing humans during the standoff competition. It's Max Mara 2.0, and this solution will be used not just in Russia, but also in the partnering countries. If you don't have a decade to educate cybersecurity experts, you can still keep abreast on the technological progress, and you can still protect your high-tech infrastructure with the help of this solution. And we believe that it took us quite some time to develop it. Now we are ready to share it with everyone, and this is that I really take pride in. Thank you so much. You just took the words right out of my mouth, because I would be proud of this instead of you if you weren't. Right, ladies and gentlemen, we have 10 to 15 minutes for the Q&A from the floor. If you have a question, please raise your hand. A mic will be brought to you. Please name the panelist you'd like to address your question to. Nikolai Nosov, X-Media. Nikolai Nosov, X-Media. I have a question for all the panelists. I was just wondering what Russian cybersecurity software solutions you use in your countries. What are the most popular Russian-developed software solutions? Let me reiterate the question. The question is as follows. What Russian cybersecurity protection solutions do you use in your countries? What Russian software solutions do you use in cybersecurity in your countries? Well, I see you grabbing the mic, so the floor is all yours.
We have a lot of solutions from Russia in Brazil, but in LAT we use ISS. I don't know if you know, it's a very common solution for us. But now we are studying the positive technology solutions, because I think we have a lot to learn with you and implement another technology that we are seeing here in this event.
Спасибо большое.
Thank you so much. Go ahead. Thank you. I believe that, in the future, the positive technologies is going to be the most popular solutions provider. We're working on that. Antiviral solutions such as Kaspersky software solutions that are used all across the world are still popular in our country. Based on statistics, you'll see that it's the most popular solution. Dr. Web would be another good example, because Kaspersky is subject to sanctions, and you have to get an updated key to your antiviral program, and it was difficult to update or buy another key to the Kaspersky antiviral program. That's why people started buying Dr. Web. So antiviral solutions are the most popular Russian-developed software suites in Cameroon and in Africa. All the others are on the way. So you're saying we have to knock on your door. Exactly. We have already opened the door. We're all eager to host you. We are ready to enter the door. What Russian-developed software solutions do you use in Malaysia and Indonesia?
Okay. In Malaysia, yes, obviously we are using Kaspersky. Yeah, it's very famous and common, I think. And I believe, I think Russian products, because me, Cybersecurity Malaysia, also joined the blue team, the cyber battle. We joined the cyber battle and we use the products, which is quite nice. And we still not going further to explore the products. But I believe, I believe that Russian have so many expertise, so many experts. So I think Kaspersky is the thing. Thank you.
Для вас немножечко дам подробностей.
Right, so let me give you more details. This year, standoff blue teams, the defense teams include the Malaysian experts, the Malaysian team, and the blue team use the entire stack of Russian-developed technology. So I guess they will gain more experience and knowledge of things we have on offer, and then they will share their experience with you. Now the floor is all yours.
Yeah. So the bilateral friendship Indonesia and Russia is happened from our first president. So a lot of product Russian product is exists in Indonesia and used by company and other industry, but we don't have the data or any kind of specific product, but we believe there is a lot of security information and even management system that used by company or industrial software system or EDR that from Russian. Yeah, a lot of, but we don't have the data.
Спасибо большое. Есть ли у вас еще?
Thank you so much. Any other questions from the floor? I do see a hand raised right over there.
Спасибо. Меня зовут Ольга Поздняк.
Thank you. My name is Olga Pozniak, Code IB producer, and my question goes to Evgeny as a follow-up of the previous question. What countries do you believe to be the most promising consumers of Russian-developed software solutions? So, for positive technologies, what are the main customers? And as a Russian vendor, what countries are you prepared to go to? This is my favorite quotation marks question. My answer is going to be clear for the Russian nationals. We have the following term coined for us, the so-called friendly countries. Given the ongoing geopolitics, these are the countries that still have that still maintain relations with us. They are open to cooperation. They welcome our exports, and naturally, we had to revise our approach in terms of entering one or other region. As for the list of countries, we selected focal countries in different regions. For instance, in Latin America, that's Mexico and Brazil. In the Middle East, these are the UAE, Saudi Arabia, CGG countries, South Africa, Central Africa, and in Southeast Asia, that's Malaysia and Indonesia. They're in elite, which does not mean that we don't want to cooperate with other countries. There are too many countries and we cannot cover all of them. So that's why we're focusing on the ones I just named. Thank you so much. Another question, if I may. It is addressed to all the panelists. Do your countries run similar positive hack days fests devoted to cybersecurity that you would recommend for us to attend?
Okay, in Malaysia, we don't have this big scale event of like cyber battle standoff. I mean, this is very big event. I believe in Malaysia we don't have like this big scale event, but we have like the conference or like event for the conference, like telling what's this company have, like the product. Compared to this standoff, cyber battle is very, very wonderful, and we gain so many. We a bit shocked because of the like awareness of this Russian people is very good, and love to seeing that this cybersecurity field is very crucial. I think, but yeah. I hope so that in Malaysia also have this kind of big events, but yeah, that depends on the capacity. Yeah, thank you.
So in Indonesia, there is even that held by not the government. Name is Cyber Jawara. So it competition that model are CTF, but there is no blue team versus red team, and then there is incident response teams complex like this. This is very complex and wonderful. It just CTF game that provide the red teams in a university level or maybe the professional. But our agency, the government have the cyber drill for the cyber incident response team in province. So province A versus B, C. This event is held maybe 3 until 4 times a year. This is not only for the government but also in industrial, like banking industrial or financial industrial. We have cyber drill also held by government. But I think this event is in another level. So this cover OT technology, IT technology, and you have the mock-up too. So we feel it is very real, very real. Hopefully our government or maybe the university can also do not the same level, but maybe in level blue team versus red team. Maybe hopefully someday I have this event, this event. Thank you.
Я вас записала, запомнила и рассказываю. В этом году у PH Days есть одна локация в Бангкоке. Давайте в следующем году сделаем еще одну локацию у вас. Нет перевода, я поняла. Я предлагаю вам...
Translation was missing, I see. I suggest that you consider the opportunity to organize a PH Days location at your place. It will be Bangkok, and then we'll come to your location next year. What's your take on that?
Hopefully. Yeah. We hope so. We hope so. So, if there any PSD or standoff can we can collaborate to make this event. It will be good enough for our community in university, for our industrial and government also. That's great idea.
Хорошо. Если у вас желание ответить на вопрос, или у нас
Would you like to take a few questions?
мы можем выдать следующий.
We have yet another question for you, if you don't want to take this one.
Камерун у нас два события такие.
We have 2 events like that in the Cameroon. One is international, the other one is national. So it's a major event. It can be attended by Russian companies. These events are organized by the state, the respective information security department. They invite various companies to attend. Our country is a smaller one, with a smaller economy size, but still we have 2 annual events organized on a regular basis. We'll look them up on the internet. Leonardo, over to you. Leandro, I'm sorry. I'm sorry,
we
Leandro.
have some cybersecurity events in Brazil, but I can't compare with Positive Hack Days. It's a much bigger event, and for us, it's very important. And I invite you, if you want to make a Positive Hack Days fest in Brazil, at least to have the stadiums.
Жень, я надеюсь, ты записываешь, да, желающих? Составляем маршрут.
Женя,
Я знаю, что у нас
hopefully you're putting down which representatives volunteered for next year. We have a question here. Do we have the mic here for the audience? We really need the mic in the room.
Предпоследний вопрос, прям предпоследний, да.
This is the next but last question.
Дальше будем
You can ask one more question, then we proceed with conversations on the sidelines. I represent in business UAE. You covered the cooperation extensively, cooperation between countries, banks. But this varies significantly by country, by organization. Do you believe that it takes a dedicated agency, a dedicated body that will be in charge of that, like Interpol, but for cybersecurity internationally? Who does this question go to? To all panelists. This question goes to all panelists. Do you believe that in the cybersecurity sector, it takes an international Interpol-like organization? I believe something of that kind already exists. But let's start with Leandro.
I think it's a very hard task because I can see we are living in a different world. We have changing from a single power for the multi-power world, and we have another nations raising. Russia is example, Brazil, China, India, and I sincerely I can't see yet international agents collaborating between sharing information between the countries. I think it's a hard task, but important task we need to do. But I'm not so optimistic about it.
Я думаю, что тяжелый вопрос, вряд ли скоро это будет.
I think it's a tough question. I don't think it's going to be there soon. I feel pretty pessimistic about that.
Пространство это четвертое
Why so?
геополитическое пространство.
Because the cyberspace is a geopolitical space, and not all processes are defined yet.
Ну, открывали, организовали уже физическое пространство было
And
понятно.
having an Interpol-like structure,
Свои интересы.
well,
Потом они начали
it takes level playing field for all nations to defend their
они уже понимают, что
interests.
хорошо понимают, как
This was based on properly understanding ways they can protect themselves, but it's not yet clear for the cyberspace.
Открываться так, это очень
Opening up to such cooperation would be very dangerous. On the contrary, regarding the information security segment, it's clearly related to intelligence gathering, like military intelligence, intelligence services. I don't think we're going to have a body like that soon. If there is one, countries will start deceiving each other. It will be difficult to provide reliable data.
Уровни дружбы и сколько они могут делить себе информацию. А глобально пока тяжело, потому что процессы, как управляют
It's difficult to share information globally because there are some processes out there which are not yet defined.
Они влияют очень сильно на остальные три.
They have a significant impact
Земля, море и воздух.
on
Все это тяжело.
sea, land, and air. Mankind is not yet ready for that. It's not going to happen within the next 10 years. No, it's not going to happen within the next 10 years. We need to understand that until you're able to defend your own interests, you cannot engage in any cooperation. That's for sure. We need to be acting very prudently. So everyone feels pretty pessimistic. Probably we have some optimistic opinions. Does it take an international agency in the field of cybersecurity? Does it have any chances to be successful?
Yeah, chances to be successful is it's a very tough question because we need to like evaluate the future itself. How's things gonna happen? So I think this is very, very hard to describe and to predict what is happening in future because anything can happen. So I believe for the success rate is like can be 50-50, something like that. because everything is living with uncertainty. So we just see it how it's gonna happen. Yeah.
Спасибо.
Yeah.
Thank you.
In my opinion, that Indonesian country and government doing now is to make it happen maybe in South Asian countries, but it not to be the international or Interpol police, but I think the level is just threat information sharing or doing something like cyber drill in local or bilateral. If the question is about in our world that have many geopolitical issue. For now, it is hard to be happen. But if the question is about how we can collaborate in cybersecurity, it is a lot program that will be happen. Yeah, we know that the cybersecurity issue in the level of data sometimes is secret. We have the problem in financial collaboration in Indonesia. So the banking have their cybersecurity operational center. But if we want to all the bank have the threat intelligence platform sharing, and it not happen clear because the information itself is secret. Yeah, it just in Indonesia. How about the world that have many geopolitical issue? That's my answer.
Спасибо большое. Не очень оптимистично
Thank you very much. It doesn't sound very optimistic
официального международного сотрудничества
regarding having official international cybersecurity cooperation. However, you feel optimistic about bilateral cooperation in the information security field between nations. This is to wrap up our press conference. This is a reminder that our distinguished speakers will be available at the venue today and tomorrow. If you'd like to speak to them on the sidelines privately, please reach out to the press center team who will arrange a meeting for you. You still have a few minutes for Q&A. This concludes our official session. And let me introduce the speakers again. The first guest who left us was Bartak Tushar, Executive VP and Head of Information Security for Cybersecurity and Fraud Prevention for RAK Bank. The country is the United Arab Emirates. The United Arab Emirates. This is the country name. Leandro Kun, CEO of L8 Group, Brazil.
Next up,
Mr. Kufana Kripin-Sostin, Information Security Director of ACUS for Cameroon, Professor Bell for Cameroon, Evgenia Popova, Russia,
Sheikh Abdul Fikri
bin Sheikh Abdul Hamid, Cybersecurity Malaysia, from Malaysia, and
Anggi Rifa Paranda,
BSSN Indonesia. Thank you so much.
Я думаю, что если с вами захотят немного поговорить на один лицо,
someone wants to speak to you privately,
зададут вопросы отдельно. А я вам говорю,
questions will be submitted to